Welcome back to the How to Stop Arguing series. This is Michael Williams, and we have been looking at why people argue. And the way that we've been doing this is looking at an acronym or at an acrostic, HUNT, each letter having a separate meaning for why people argue. We've looked at the H already, habit, and now we're going to be looking at the U. So what does the U stand for? The U stands for unresolved issues. An unresolved issue is something that hasn't been addressed or something that hasn't been identified or satisfied yet. So for example, let's just say that your partner continues to leave the toilet seat up, right? And so every time your partner does this, it provokes a reaction and you say something to them and it starts an argument. So what's the unresolved issue there? Well, the unresolved issue could be that whenever your partner does this and you say something to them, you simply get into an argument and you never find out why they do it. You never talk about how they can change that habit, because that's actually what it is. It's a habit they're not thinking. Maybe it's because you think that they're doing it on purpose just to get on your nerves, and maybe they are. Chances are it's a habit. They're not really thinking about you. They're not really thinking at all. They're just doing it. So because an argument starts every time, the issue is never really addressed. The issue beneath the surface is never really addressed, and so it's never resolved. So it's an unresolved issue. So what do you have to do? Well, one of the things that has to happen is you have to be able to talk with that person in a more calm manner and find out why they continue to leave the toilet seat up, and they may not even know, and then to figure out what it is that they can do in the future so that they remember not to leave the toilet seat up. It may be leaving a note, maybe an alarm, electrocution, something that will help them remember not to leave the toilet seat up. But arguing is probably not going to do it. Does that make sense? Now, that's just one example. There are many other examples of how we argue about things, but the issue itself never really gets addressed, because once we start to argue, we put the other person on the defense and we don't really hear each other. We're simply going back and forth trying to prove our point. So the important thing here is to create a safe environment for communication where we can get to the real issue and, more importantly, strategize on how to address it or how to fix it. Okay, so today we've looked at the H, and in the next video we'll be looking at the N in our hunt for why people argue. Thank you very much. This is Michael Williams, and I'll see you next time.